Today in the crypto space, we see the market looking great. Bitcoin at about 69,000, up approximately 3%. Ethereum also up approximately 3% above the $2,600 mark. Are these two heavyweights going to start breaking out any moment now? Now, the altcoins are looking good as well. Solana, Doge, Kaspa, Sui, ICP, many projects right now deep in the green, definitely pushing to higher levels. In today's video, I want to talk about the general market, but I definitely want to focus on Bitcoin, given the fact that Bitcoin is looking for that breakout. And if it does, we could see some really good price action to the upside. So you know what? Let's talk about the news. Let's analyze the charts and let's strategize to capitalize. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mike, and let's get right into it, guys. If you're new to the channel, welcome. On the channel, we talk about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the altcoins. Looking for opportunity, whether we go up or down, bearish or bullish, it doesn't matter. All we want to do is stay one step ahead of the market so that we can capitalize on any of the volatility. And if you appreciate the strategy, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos, including the live streams at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Guys, if you have any projects you want me to cover here on the channel, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. You can hit me up on the socials. The links are in the description. Better yet, guys, join the Discord. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. All right, guys, let's begin. Let's see what's going on with the market. Market cap is looking good, right? It keeps on grinding. Let it grind. Right now, we're reaching that $2.5 trillion market cap. Very bullish, really nice. Obviously, we want to get closer to that top, the previous high at about 3 trillion, but we're going slow and steady. Trading volume, a bit of a spike in trading volume. I would like to see a higher high on the trading volume so we can see more of an indication of market participation, but we're still doing good here, guys. As long as we're grinding to the upside, we can eventually get more volume as FOMO kicks in. Now, the reason why I'm thinking about FOMO, and at the end of the day, the reason why I'm focusing on Bitcoin today is because if Bitcoin starts to break out, we could get that short squeeze, which we're going to talk about, obviously, but also the FOMO will start to kick in. Bitcoin will start to break out and get into price discovery. And when Bitcoin is in price discovery, that's usually when a lot of the FOMO kicks in. So let's just keep that in mind. Bitcoin at the current moment is leading the way to the higher levels. And of course, we're seeing Ethereum follow a little bit. It is breaking out of its sideways consolidation, up approximately 3%, but we're waiting for Bitcoin to continue. We want Bitcoin to continue and then ultimately see that rotation into the altcoin market. Nonetheless, we are still seeing some great altcoins keep up or even outperform Bitcoin, even though that the Bitcoin dominance might be looking pretty good. Of course, tonight, guys, we'll take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, and obviously that is a great time and place for you guys to make any requests on any projects that you may want me to cover, and I'll definitely put them in priority. We'll look at those setups. We'll figure out what we got to do in this market to definitely make those gains. But at the current moment, we're seeing that a lot of the altcoins are waking up as well, right? We see Solana doing pretty good. Even BNB, okay, keeping up with, 2.5%. It's not too bad. Keeping up a little bit there. We have everything Ethereum base should be doing good, and you can't knock it. Even Cardano is doing pretty good. It's up 2.7. AVAX 4.3. Basically outperforming the two heavyweights up there, doing pretty good. SHIB is outperforming. We got some good performances here. Chainlink is outperforming. Near Protocol and Sui, and the list goes on. So the reality is, if you're in the right altcoins, if you're in the right projects, guys, they're all outperforming Bitcoin and ETH. So this is what I really want to stress, is that I know the Bitcoin dominance right now is probably showing that Bitcoin is the dominant force. And the reason being is because it's a large market cap and it requires a lot of capital in order for it to move even 1%. But guess what, guys? It doesn't matter, because the reality is some of these bullish altcoins that we do talk about, that the market has been buzzing about, even Sui is up 6% for the day, which is pretty healthy. Aptos taking a bit of a break, but still up. Aptos ran up previously, so maybe people rotated out and looked the other way for basically rotating into something else, but it's okay. Aptos is already up 20.6%, whereas some of these altcoins are not even there at this current moment in the last 7 days, so it's still good. As we keep on going down, we do have some good gainers, right? Stacks, based off the Bitcoin narrative, it's almost like a leverage play on Bitcoin. Kaspa waking up with a nice bounce, still looking lower low and lower high, so we have to make that clear. The structure is still to the downside. However, a 6% bounce is good. Maybe a proof of life. Maybe we start to build a pivot point structure for Caspa. It is in a definitely in a desperate state for holding support, so definitely keep an eye. But you can see a lot of good projects. XLM is doing okay, doing good. What is this? Whitebit is doing good. It's still grinding upwards. I have no idea what that is, but it looks great. OKB is still pulling back there, but you see there's a lot of green. There's a lot of green. Optimism, Injective, Render, Phantom, Arbitrum. All of these projects are keeping up with Bitcoin and Ethereum, guys. So although Bitcoin looks healthy, the altcoin market is also very healthy right now. Okay, so we have to understand, where are you deploying capital? Healthy altcoins, maybe a bit of Bitcoin, maybe a bit of Ethereum, but don't fade those altcoins, because if you choose the right ones and you do the research and you get into the right projects, guys, they'll outperform Bitcoin all day long. The reality is, even if the Bitcoin dominance is going up. All right, guys, the market in general, as you can see as I'm scrolling, doing great. The centralized exchanges are still doing good, which gives me an indication that market participation is getting involved still, which is very, very healthy for the market. Celestia is doing good, and a lot of projects are currently doing good. Pith is waking up, and so on. Athena, 10%. Ondo, 11%. Explosion to the upside for Ondo, guys. I appreciate Ondo. I built positions on Ondo, leverage positions, margin positions on Ondo, and I'm ready to see this thing continue moving to the upside. Another centralized exchange token doing great, grinding upwards, and the list goes on, guys. Even Algorand is up 4.2%, finally getting a bit of a wake-up call. And Quant, 2%. Kind of going sideways. That's fine, all good. We're very patient here on the channel, definitely patient, but we put emphasis on high conviction plays, because those are the ones that generally move. All right, guys, let's jump right into some charts. I know you're here to talk about price action, so let's do it. Let's see what's going on here with Bitcoin, because ultimately Bitcoin is what everybody's looking at the current moment. It's only up 2%. I get it, it's only up 2%, but that 2% means a lot, because it takes a lot of capital for Bitcoin to move 2%. Now a 2% move to the upside can translate to much bigger moves on altcoins, as we saw. But what about if Bitcoin breaks above the previous highs? Guys, let's take a look at this in a little bit more detail. You know, this is a perfect storm. I think it's a perfect storm. People might be entering shorts right here, and I understand. I totally understand why. As a trader that trades up, down, doesn't matter, right? We trade bearish and bullish scenarios. The ultimate scenario right now is a short position. I get it, right? But because the reality is that the trend is our friend. The trend has suggested that this level is an important level of resistance, and we're at the level right now. And you can see strategically, I put this diagonal line, this trend line, right on these tops to kind of emphasize the importance of this zone. Now, the reality is as people enter shorts, could it be that those shorts get tested? Could it be that those stop hunts come around and stop people out with those short positions? It could. And the reality is the only way that's going to happen is if a ton of whales or a ton of conviction in the market, even a ton of retail comes in and start buying it up and pushing the price to the upside. And if that's the case, those stops are going to get hit, liquidation points are going to get hit, emotions are going to get hit, and people are going to start to capitulate, especially the ones that are shorting. The positions are going to capitulate. So what am I saying here? Diagonals are difficult because you have levels. You got this level right here that we got to watch out for to get people basically stopped out from, liquidated, emotional, right? We got this level to get people stopped out on, liquidated, emotional, and right into here we got people to get stopped out of, liquidated and emotional. So we have a bit of work to do. But this range, this yellow box, guys, I'm going to emphasize the importance of this yellow box one last time here. I'm going to kind of make sure I position it because it's starting to become very important. You can see that this box right here is a level that we kind of have to watch out for, because really right around 70,000, maybe a little bit lower, things get a little bit heated here based on volume diminishing. We have an emotional level at these tops. We know it's a psychological level. We know that once we get above these tops and we start moving to the upside, the liquidations, the stops, the emotions could cause that short squeeze. As these positions get stopped out, tokens will hit the market, the tokens hit the market, and all of a sudden people buy them up, and basically the price keeps on going higher and higher and higher. And the FOMO kicks in, the price goes up higher and higher and higher. And this is usually what happens when we look for an explosive move to the upside out of a structure that is bullish. Guys, it's a descending broadening wedge, and we're at the top of the wedge, right? That's the reality. It's not like we're at the bottom of the wedge. We're at the top of the wedge. We were preparing for this scenario all into this zone, all into the zone right here at this horizontal. This green arrow was the level of which here on the channel, we were definitely focusing, keeping ourselves committed, number one, keeping ourselves neutral at these levels, and still bullish and buying dips on altcoins and accumulating opportunities. Okay, so now all of a sudden, I understand the incentive to start, maybe getting into shorts, de-risking, taking profit, all that kind of stuff, basically getting a bit more defensive. I understand the incentive, but the reality is, guys, what about if we get that short squeeze? What about if we get this price action moving to the upside and start getting really, really aggressive and moving up, and obviously getting into those bullish price targets that a lot of people are talking about? For me, that is the major concern. Okay, guys, that is definitely the major concern, because you don't want to be left behind. That is also a zone of max pain. Is if you're left behind, think of how painful that is to watch the market celebrate a massive expansion to the upside while you're left on the sidelines. For me, that's not something that I'm willing to risk. But then again, right now you're a breakout trader. That's the problem. You're not buying tops at the current moment, right? Technically, you're buying, local, almost previous highs. You're buying tops, guaranteed you're buying tops. So do you become exit liquidity for a quick rollover? Is that possible? 100%. So this is the risk you take at the current moment. Unfortunately, this is where a lot of retailers come in, start buying the dip, or trying to buy positions. They start buying at the top. It would be ideal for them to start experiencing a short squeeze if they start getting in, so that they don't become exit liquidity. I hope that's the case, that we start pushing to the upside. Okay, so let's take a look at momentum here for a quick sec. You can see that the momentum is definitely in our favor. Let's just make this a bit more visible. Let's stretch this open so that we can kind of see what's going on. You can see that the momentum starting from here was trending to the upside, very clearly trending upwards with a bit of divergence, because ultimately we're making double tops, double bottoms here, and then all of a sudden we start moving to the upside. You can see that very clearly, right? Follow through right into here. What's most interesting to me about this momentum is that we didn't even really get overbought here on the daily. We're entering it as we speak. As we speak, we're slowly breaking above the 70. Guys, when we break above the 70, that is usually where we get the most explosive price action, in this case bullish, to the upside. Okay, so this is nothing in comparison to what happens when we get to this level. Guys, just look at this little fractal. I'm just going to quickly show you. When we get above the 70, look at this chart, look at this price. Okay, above 70. Once we get above 70, this thing's likely to start really exploding to the upside, or at least starting to basically peck away at all the resistance and eventually, explode upwards. Now, if you're looking for positions on Bitcoin, guys, this is the issues that you're buying into resistance, and that's a bit of a problem. Volatility is definitely overbought. Do we stay overbought for a little while before we roll over, similar to what happened here? This would allow the momentum to get overbought and expand and start breaking out. Could it be? Or do we start thinking that we're going to come down again and basically expect a dip, which is also very possible? But the momentum trend is still upwards, guys. We're still making higher highs and higher lows in the moment. The purple line is still making higher highs and higher lows. We can clearly see that. So why are we going to think that of it any other way? Right? That's something that we have to understand. We need thesis. We need some data. Okay, so we'll get into lower time frames in a second. We'll get on the 4 hour. But you can see also the trend oscillator. Expansions are getting smaller. EMAs are in the bullish control zone. We got green histogram bars. Bitcoin is looking healthy. Okay, so what about, again, that bearish thesis? Bullish thesis is easy. Right now, it's very easy to be bullish. However, guys, always focus on what's difficult. It's harder to come up with a bearish thesis, so we're going to have to try to find one. And if we can't, even if it's a weak one, it's all good. But at least we try to really protect ourselves by being, thinking about both sides of the coin. No pun intended, right? So we got to be there. Number 4 hour. Let's see what's going on here. If you see, let's go at price action wise. Even if you look at this top right here, it's making a higher high. okay, making a higher high and higher lows and still doing good, hit resistance. If we're going to think about it rolling over, we need a change of character in the structure. We need a head and shoulders formation, a double top of some sort with class A bullish divergence or something. Give me some data, okay? Right now, we got a good volume spike here on the 4-hour, as you can see, straight up, very nice. And we got some movements hitting resistance at the current moment. So let's see what happens there. Now, again, back to the oscillators. Let's go see what the trend, the momentum oscillator is showing us, just so that we are well-rounded here with every indication that we got here. There is a bit of divergence. I'll be honest here on the 4-hour. You can see that we're making higher highs on the price action very clearly, while the momentum stemming from right around this level, we got a class B bearish divergence because the momentum was going sideways. Let's make this a bit bigger. Okay, and then all of a sudden we're getting a bit of follow through right now as the momentum is falling while the price is going up. That right now is considered a class A bearish divergence. Now, this could get invalidated. And just understand, in really bullish conditions, bearish divergences get invalidated. In fact, we could even still maintain the bearish divergence and make multiple drives of a bearish divergence while the price keeps on going up. And this is the issue with only trading divergences, guys. You need to find a lot more confluence than just divergences. Yes, we're at resistance. Yes, we're getting divergence. But price action is king. There is no indication of this price action to suggest a pivot point structure. It's making higher highs and higher lows. Let's get our first lower low or a lower high, and then we can start coming up with a plan or a strategy on how to defend ourselves if it does fall. But at the current moment, volatility is pushing up here on the 4-hour. Yes, I see the divergence. Yes, I'm aware of that, but is it actionable? I wouldn't be acting right now until I see a change of character in the price action, even on the 4-hour. Okay, we can get into lower time frames. The 1-hour, what's happening? It's pushing up. So what? It gets overbought. Look at the expansion. We got a nice green expansion here. It's pushing up. Let it get overbought. Let it do its thing. The purple line wants to move. Look at the volatility line. It's off the charts at the current moment. It's really up there. Let it go. Don't try to time the market. We could get a bit of a pullback. We could go peaks and valleys along the way, but so far, as you can see, the trend is your friend. So don't try to front run. Don't try to be a hero and time the top. Let the price action come to you. Ultimately, imagine exiting positions and shorting at the most opportune moment where this thing is going to start to expand for a massive breakout out of the biggest structure of this cycle, which is this massive cup and handle. Okay, again, I'm going to end this video talking about this massive cup and handle, because all this market participation, all this volume that is down here, all these goons that were buying in and accumulating on the way up right into this area, what do you think they were doing? They were buying in order to basically make some gains on the way up. And is this done? Guys, we didn't even get into price discovery properly yet. A bit of a retracement for that handle, a nice rounded bottom, and then an expansion to the upside, and then we get to about maybe 120, maybe 150. Who knows how high we go, guys? Here on the channel, we'll definitely be covering, Bitcoin price action, trying to stay one step ahead here, because really there is a lot of opportunity in the spaces, particularly the altcoins, when Bitcoin shows strength. And once it gets into price discovery and starts to slow down a little bit, we're going to see a massive altcoin season, and that altcoin season definitely is life-changing. Guys, if I've offered you any value in this video, do the channel a massive favor, slap the like button. It does really help out with the algorithm. If you want to follow me on the socials, the links are in the description below. Feel free to join the Discord, guys. The Discord is where it's at. Lots of good alpha, trade setups, fundamentals, and learning material. The best part is it's absolutely free. Join me live tonight at 8 p.m. EST, where we talk about crypto news and price action. Take care, guys. Have a good one, and don't forget, buy the dip.